Welcome to TOL Season 10. And folks, we got a really good game for you. I'm super into this one. We got the Chicago Robbers versus the Strudel Squad. Strudel Squad comes in at 4-3. They are in, I feel like every year there's like that one division that's just like bonkers. And it seems like so far this is that division. You got the TMNT, the number one ranked team, the D-Men Tap Gamers championship contender. The Strudel Squad and the Road Warriors are still in there at 4-3. And I think those are both good teams. And, you know, hard to see all four of these teams missing the playoffs. So, tough situation there. And then on the other end, we have the Chicago Robbers, who are in my division. And, I am rooting for them to lose. So that's just the reality. If you don't like it, suck it. But two good teams, and, I think we can see a lot of good stuff from them today. So we're going to jump in just a second here. I just wanted to review. The Robbers are the 7th ranked offense right now, and the Strudel Squad is the 14th ranked offense. And then on defense here, I'm just looking up these rankings real quick, and then we'll jump in. The Strudels are 17th in defense, and the Robbers. Oh, you know what? I think so. Oh, no, they're the Robbers 20th. I don't know. I think some of these got messed up this week. But anyway, all right. So we are going to get in this game. 3, 2, 1, go. And can't stop the Raj coming back for the Strudel Squad. Strudel. And go to the coin toss here. The Robbers uniforms look good. I'm a fan of blue and orange. There's something about this Strudel Squad. They don't look bad. But I think maybe two light colors together doesn't work as well typically. Like maybe if that was like a navy blue, it might pop a little bit more. But anyway, all right, 1st and 10. Here we go. Magnet drops back and gets sacked by Richard Dent. And it's kind of weird, kind of cool, and weird at the same time. We have like two Chicago-based teams. And so I'm not sure, how much carryover there is, if there's any similar players on both. But he throws it to the Rock, who is not able to come down with it. So it's 4th and 19. And the Strudels are forced to punt. I guess they aren't the Strudels. They are the squad. But I think we're going to be hearing Strudels a lot. I think that's what I'm going to say. All right, so great start for the Robbers. And Jim McMahon, coughs it up. Man, nobody wants the ball, but the squad gets it. Blend is not fast, but I don't see anybody in the picture. Oh! The dive brings him down 1st and 2, and Ken the Raj full touchdown from his defense. You don't see that happen too often, but there it is. So, first break of the game goes to the Strudels, and they deliver. You got to give them credit. I mean, opportunity can only take you so far. You still have to pick up the ball, and you got to plunge it into the end zone. So give the squad credit. Clearly, we've now established that I'm just going to go back and forth between calling them the squad and the Strudels. And the good news is the other team is the Chicago Robbers. So there's not going to be really any name confusion. But if you are confused or annoyed by the back and forth with the names, go fuck yourself. All right, so 2nd and 7. So the Robbers, want to make a quick response to what happened to them here. It's interesting how bad. I mean, you think of the Bears as like one of those traditional teams, been around for a while, but it's two things that are wow. Diving catch by Alshon Jeffrey. Should be better known for his time with the Eagles, but anyway, nice catch by that dude. Gets him! All right. We be jamming. The jammer jams him up. Called play here, so the squad now sets them up 3rd and 22. But it's amazing how long the Bears have existed and how bad their history of play at the quarterback position is. It's crazy. Like, you would think they would have stumbled on a good quarterback by mistake. So we'll see if Justin Fields amounts to anything. I think there's a good chance he will. But we will see. It's also just in general, they're actually pretty bad franchise, all things considered. For what it's worth, I don't know if Joe Mitchell's listening to this, if there's any other Bears fans here, but I personally, I'm getting off subject here. Oh, the squad strips it. Oh, and blaze it a little bit faster than the last guy who picked up a fumble. This guy will get a shot to dive, so we'll see. Misses that one. Oh, but the next guy brings him down. So the defense doing what it has to do for the squad. The interloper. No. But if you're interested in football or the Bears, I'm telling you, I think that team is going to win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years. They are really well positioned right now. If you're just a casual fan or you don't pay that much attention. Oh, touchdown! Strudel squad. The interloper from the Hunter Magnet. So the squad's looking strong, up 14-0. Big game here so far. But the Bears have like $1 billion in salary cap space. I think their coach is a pretty smart guy. They've already got like several really good, fast, talented, young defensive guys. And then like you look at what they did in this draft. I mean, total tip of the cap from me. They had the first overall pick. They traded down, got a buttload of picks for the future. I mean, that's the way to do it, just get loaded up on picks. Even top overall picks. I mean, like in first-round picks, half of them miss. But if you get enough of them, even if you're the Bears, some of them are going to work out for you. Speaking of working out, Brandon Marshall, this called play certainly worked out for the Robbers. So they traded down before the draft, and then the night of the draft, they trade down again, and then they don't get cocky. They don't, go for the flashiest player. They pick, Alshon with a catch here. They take a right tackle, but a guy who I think is going to be really good. So they've probably got the right tackle, which we all know is not quite as important as the left tackle, but it's still extremely important. As an Eagles fan, having the reliable Lane Johnson there for the last decade, I know how important a good right tackle is. And, wow, are they going to be able to pull off this goal line stand? 3rd and 4 here. Matt Forte. Oh, they're going for it. Chicago, not afraid. 4th and 1, goal line. They've been stopped up to this point, and it's incomplete. The goal line stand from the Strudel squad. But can they get a safety? They do. So all that momentum in the squad's favor, and then they give up the safety. So that could be huge, those 2 points. If the Robbers are going to get back into it, it would probably have to be a close game. So, that it could be the difference in extra points and such. Could just be those 2 points on that safety. So, anyway, I'm kind of turning this game into a podcast of me talking about sports. But, I don't know. Like, I'm not... Like, the Bears are one of those teams that I'm kind of neutral on. Like, I'm not a fan of the Bears, but I don't dislike them. So, there's a part of me that's kind of rooting for them just because I like what they're doing. The Bears and the Lions have been like the joke of that NFC North for so long. But, I think those are going to be the 2 best teams in that division over the next 10 years. So, keep an eye on the Bears. I like what they're doing. All right, so the Strudel squad gets another stop here. It's hard to say another stop because their stops have been fumble recovery, and goal line stand. So lose here. We lose. He lost out on his chance to stay in this game. And so that's another injury for them. So now they got wide receivers returning kicks. I do not know if their third wide receiver is paid, but I think a lot of teams chose not to pay the third wide receiver this year. Richard Dent having himself a hell of a game. Is Richard Dent a Hall of Famer? He's like one of those guys that was like a borderline Hall of Famer. I think he is. Great player. Backwards pass. By real football rules, that should have been a fumble. Luckily, it's Tecmo. The Raj takes the pitch. Cannot get the first down. Forced to punt, right? Forced to punt. Up 14-2. So it's interesting. You would have to say that the Robbers' offense has actually outperformed the Strudel squad offense so far, right? I mean, the Strudel squad offense really hasn't done much. Incomplete. Second and 10. The defense comes flying in. Whoa. Quite an interesting play there. Defensive came flying in. The McMahon looked like he was going to run it, and then he stopped and threw it, and then it looked like it might be picked. So kind of a crazy play there. Throws it complete to Alshon. Has to dive, so no yak to speak of there, but still a big play from the Robbers as they want to put, a touchdown here before the end of the half. I know every point is important, every drive is important. I think people tend to be dramatic when they talk about these things, but I think a touchdown here just really, I think if they get a touchdown here, they're going to win the game. If they don't, they lose. There we go. That's how important I'm going to say it is. Because you go into that second half down 12 points, and it's tough. But you get a momentum, you get a touchdown late. Oh, caught! This might be the touchdown they need. So the benefit of the called play is they just don't cover that dude. The negative part is those defenders get super jacked up. So they're going to settle for a field goal. So that's kind of like a wash, I guess, on my statement here, because a field goal gives them some of that momentum, but it's not the touchdown that they were really looking for. Robbie Gould, great kicker. I wonder if he'll make the Hall of Fame. I know it's hard for kickers to make it, but he was so good for so long. So here's the gamer. Does not look good. Breaks a tackle, though. The gamer says, "Oh, I don't look good, huh? I think I look pretty good, you stupid son of a bitch." Magnet's got not much. I thought it was going to be picked. Second and 10. Dropping back. Looking. Interloper. Bam! Caught by the Loper. Not going to be enough for a touchdown, but the offense hadn't been making too many big plays, so on some level, I guess they got to feel good that they got that one. The Interloper did catch the one touchdown, so yeah, we're off to the second half. The Robbers will start with the ball, so they got that field goal at the end of the half, and if they get a touchdown here, only down 2, kind of feeling good about themselves. Let's see if the Strudels can put them back in their place. Brandon Marshall having a hell of a game. I eventually catch him and bring him down. That defender was right on his ass. They must have the exact same speed or something. I don't know. It's pretty funny. Could not close that gap. Matt Forte, speaking of gaps, finds a gap up the middle that the offensive line created. Ooh, incomplete. 3rd and 2. Brandon Marshall, touchdown! Brandon Marshall. And so that will most likely make this a 2-point game. So if you're a Robbers fan right now, you got to feel really good. You just had 2 busted plays, and then really you've been in control of everything else besides that. That safety, again, mentioned it when it happened, but, now field goal gives them the lead, so without it, they would need a touchdown to stay in the game. Third quarter, there could be multiple scores, but... Oh, and they give one back, and the Robbers are fully loaded now in momentum. They're ahead in every way in this game except the score. They got him. I'm going to say, it seems like the worst thing that the Robbers can do, or the squad can do, is call their plays. I think most of the best pass plays that the Robbers have been on called plays. So, Bobby, can you fix that? I mean, Jesus, it's hard enough to play defense in this thing. If you call a play, you should just fucking stop them. I mean, that's like what Tecmo was when I was younger. In the original Tecmo Bowl, I remember the 49ers, that one pass to Brent Jones that like you pretty much couldn't stop. But basically, you call a play, you should just, missed the field goal. So now the squad can walk back on the field with a little stiffness in their strudel, if you know what I'm saying. If you smell what the Rock's cooking. Feel a little pumped up. Little pumped up kicks. The Raj. Nope. 3rd and 6. Oh, knocked down. You guys, you gotta pay your avoid pass block. If you're gonna, even if you have just medium, just a balanced pass team, even if it's a balanced rush team and you're throwing it, only 30% of the time or whatever it's supposed to be, you got to get that avoid pass block. It's the most important stat for quarterbacks. And McMahon on the run again. That's not very Jim McMahon-like. It's funny how several of these Bears plays were also Eagles players. Jim McMahon was an Eagle for several years and played a lot the one year when Randall Cunningham got hurt. First down. You don't see too many Super Bowl winning quarterbacks become backups, right? Like, if you get to the level where you're a Super Bowl winner, you probably are kind of like above being a backup. I know Joe Flacco's done it for a couple years now. Jim McMahon, obviously, just mentioned, did it. What's his name? I'm pretty sure did it. Oh, Marshall with another catch. Marshall. I'm trying to think who else. Who was the guy for the Ravens? Not Flacco, the other one, the first one they won. He was like the Dilfer. I think he was a backup for somebody else after they won the Super Bowl. But in general, you win a Super Bowl, you don't have to do that shit no more. I guess Eli Manning had to be a backup for like a game. Controversial. When that coach wanted to test out the young guy and got his ass fired for it. All right, 2nd and 10. First time that the squad has been trailing all day. And Brian Urlacher was kind of like the opposite of what his reputation is. He really wasn't. Oh, my God, another safety. The Raj just runs right into that fucking dude. I mean, what was he doing? My God. So the score is 21-14. You would think that they got there in like a traditional fashion. 3 touchdowns to 2, but that 21 is a non-traditional 21. Urlacher was a really smart player, and he was like a really good side-to-side player. He was not actually a very good, like, stop the run up the middle player. Like, you could run at Urlacher. But, just out in the flat, like sweeps and, screen passes. I mean, he just ate those up as well. Probably about as well as anybody who's ever played. Saline, Kuechly, Buckus. I mean, those guys were also sort of sideline to sideline guys. But, Buckus is probably the best ever because he was both. But, anyway, 3rd and 20. Don't turn it over. Just throw it to Marshall. Let him come down with it. So 4th and 20. So as terrible as the last 2.5 quarters or so have been, the squad, just put one freaking drive together. Get it to the interloper. Something. The Raj. Okay. The Raj just looked pretty solid. Those safeties were terrible. But not putting up a good number so far. His return from injury has not sparked an And this guy Rock never gets open. Oh, they're going for it. Whew, I probably would have punted one more time, but let's see. They're gonna put all their eggs in this basket here. That check down says, oh, they're gonna go to the Rock. And guess what? He didn't catch it. Those pass plays are not very good. You really, like, that's one of the things with this season with the cap of 7 at max speed. Like, if you want to have those kind of patterns, you really need that. You need, like, a 10, 11 passing speed to zip that ball in there. 7 passing speeds is not going to cut it. Now, some of these pass plays, you need lower passing speed, but... Oh! Boner bones it! I think that was Alshon Jeffrey. One of the best catches in Super Bowl history, Alshon Jeffrey. But now it's 4th and 12. And this field goal is everything, folks. Pretty much ices the game. Robbie Gould don't miss when the pressure's on the line. Oh, he missed! He missed! Wow. And there is life yet in the squad. This has been their worst play of this game, but it worked here. I think it's the same play. They got both of their safeties on, but they actually managed to pull it off that time. 2nd and 3. Nope, just barely missed it. Like, that was really close. Just barely missed a completion. And here's a pitch out to the Raj again. Wow! That's another nice little shake and bake there by the Raj. And that's a first down, folks. First down. Raj got some room down below. We've mostly been running it up top, but excuse me. That run right there is probably their actual best run. Going to the interloper. Got it. Missed dive 1. Missed dive 2. Oh, not quite. Might be beneficial. Maybe run out a little bit more clock. But then again, short yardage situations have not been the Rodgers' expertise so far that day. But he says, fuck that noise. It's his 2nd touchdown of the day. And on that play, the Robbers could not stop the Raj. Right down the pipe. So we have, maybe not right down the pipe. 21-21. Are we looking at overtime? Full blast kick. Ariel delivers when they needed to. Willie Galt in the middle of the end zone there. So, hey, look, Brandon Marshall's had a couple big ones. No reason not to try here. And there, they just don't cover him again. I was just about to say no reason not to try, but if they threw a pick that led to a field goal the other way, that would make me look like a fucking jackass. 3rd and 10. Going to Graham. Is that Jimmy Graham? I know he played in Chicago for a minute. Man, that's like the best they could do. Didn't they have a good tight end in the 80s? Marshall. Oh, Marshall. Will they catch him? Drama is on. Will this guy dive? Oh, man, that was some good shit right there. Whew, that was exciting. They were able to catch him down, and the squad wins the all-important toss. So they will get the ball. Oh, and it's a shitty kick to a shitty returner gamer. So you can gamer. Nope, not quite. But he didn't turn it over. All right, so the offense had their best drive of the game right when they needed it. Saint didn't pay that avoid pass block. They probably would have this game won by now if they paid that stat. 2nd and 10, though. Oh, man, the D-back looked like they might pick it off, but then the linebacker leapt up and took care of business. Interesting play call here. Got some blockers. Can they get right at the point of attack? Oh, man. They are just short. Wow, that was a close one. Whew. I mean, right there. You know, the way that Marshall's been getting open in the second half, I probably would have gone for it there on that 4th and 1, but pitch to Matt Forte. Fumble! Oh, but the Robbers get this one. So they lost a couple early, but they get this one that they really needed. And Marshall just not covered again. Oh, but this one's to Jeffrey. All right, underneath. So still a successful play for sure, but not the big one. But, the Strudel squad is not going to cover Brandon Marshall at all this game. They just can't win. I mean, what? That safety just runs in every fucking play. So now they're in field goal range already. They're probably going to, they're going to run another play. A lot of times in overtime, the computer will just kick as soon as they're within range. McMahon goes down. They lose a couple yards here, make the field goal a little bit tougher. 2nd and 16. You worry about the turnover. The turnover is the only thing that's really stopped them so far today. So you worry about it happening again. Oh, the defense pulls that one off. It's a surprise when a defense gets a stop on a called play because they're usually completions. Boom. Alshon Jeffrey. Clutch like a baby's. I don't know. I don't want to say anything's clutch on a baby. That's creepy. Clutch like a gator's jaw. Ooh, that's good. That's good. See, the field goal is up, and it is good. So there it is, folks. Robbie Gould redeems himself for the 4th quarter miss. And the Robbers squeak one out. 500 passing yards. 353 for Brandon Marshall. I mean, it felt like Brandon Marshall was open every play. I will admit to being surprised to see a 500 and 353. Is 353 the record? I think Ben Franklin actually had this record at one point, and then I think DPS got it, or maybe Trapjaw. One of them, I think, got it. And but 353, that's got to be close. My gut's telling me it's like in the 360s, but either way, hell of a game from Brandon Marshall. So, congratulations, I guess, to the Robbers. No, I mean, they're a good team. I would like to win my damn Division I stinking time. But yeah, congratulations, and good game.